all the stalkers to try to defend.
And nice job with the Contaminate here on one of the gateways, just halting WhiteRA's production by about 1/4 here for the time being, as a lot of these Zerglings try to get in here. Attack level 1
Another
did finish
Contaminate.
from the Forge, so even if it dies, that upgrade will be in place. Some nice force fields trapping all of these roaches in, but the question is does he have enough? And yes, he will
Yeah,
kill
it
off these
does look
roaches
like.
pretty effectively with all these stalkers, and the force fields being just so handy right now.
Force Field's doing some excellent job with defense there. Another small group of roaches there taking out the pylon at the ramp. Nice work there. Will he lose this Overseer? Yes, he will.
But another push coming in here from the roaches up here to the natural this time. But there is a robotics facility there to block part of the pathway, a couple more gateways and a cannon. But that cannon's going to die pretty quickly. There's only one pylon powering it. Well, one more, I should say, but he's not going to be able to get it on time. There's another pylon there as well.
Forcing this other attack out as all those stalkers come in for defense. Nice defensive posturing thus far. Burrow is on the way for Machine, and he actually dropped in a pair of changelings.
I noticed that. Measure. Very nice job, actually. If he doesn't notice those, even after this army gets cleaned up, he'll be able to keep getting some sight here. I don't know what he's going to do with those, but he's seen the robotics facility. He probably knows what's coming. And another Contaminate on the Forge, but he actually just killed it off anyways. Would have been better off contaminating the gateway. But once again, these roaches are going to get cleaned up. These stalkers are doing a ton of damage. The roaches are not upgraded right now. Even the probes getting in the way, although I think that was a little bit overkill. He did not need those probes to clean that up. He lost quite a few. Now he's going to be quite a far ways behind. 50 probes to 46, or sorry, 50 drones to 46 probes. But Machine does have his third base up and running. Once he gets that saturated, he will be in a very good position to keep putting on this pressure.
Machine's pressure has been working brilliantly for him so far. He is looking up Groove Spine, so there are Hydralisks on the way.
The Hydras, I just feel, are a really bad choice in this position because he's got no creep spread whatsoever.
Yeah, as I was saying at the beginning of this map, creep spread can be absolutely huge on this map, but as you just pointed out, Machine has not really done any creep spread on the map thus far. It's very strange.
In his defense, he's been doing a lot of pressure at the same time, so maybe he's got something else up his sleeve. The thing is, if you don't have creep, it's not that Hydras are ineffective, it's just that they're a little bit less effective, and you pretty much can't retreat with them. So you pretty much got to just throw your units away or hope that you kill them.
Looks like a changeling just joined the unit composition here of WhiteRA, and he has not noticed.
Oh, there it goes.
Yep.
Poor changeling.
And here comes a creep spread from Machine, just finally making its way out of the natural expansion. He's got a creep highway making his way between all three of his bases now.
I do like him using those overlords as a temporary creep highway to his third base. In order to defend that third base, you definitely need the creep, especially if you're going to be working off some Hydras.
Nice Hydra count making its way up. He is up to 23 Hydralisks. So a massive Hydralisk army, along with their Groove Spines, have nice range. And he is starting to split apart his force. Here come all the Stalkers pushing in, fronted by a single Dark Templar, which already got taken out.
That was really quick. The Immortals are just stuck in the back, not doing anything right now. They need to be hitting those roaches. But, I don't know if that was really that favorable of an engagement for WhiteRA, as it looks like Machine's going to be able to reinforce. He's got 15 Hydras, 16 Hydras in production, and 6 Zerglings. So even if this force gets through, there is a ton more Hydras ready to pop out and do a ton of damage.
This is essentially forced Duckload. WhiteRA's forced to split in half there and focus on half forces down south and half up north for a brief moment. But here come all those Hydras.
The Immortals are focusing down the Hydras, but they should have been taking out these these spine crawlers, I should say. The Immortals go down so quickly to the Hydras. Transfusions going off on the Hydras as he gets a flank in from the south as well. Very nice job holding this off by Machine. It looked like he was in a little bit of trouble with that 2-base timing push there by WhiteRA. It was timed just enough, or just in the right nick of time, where the third base really hadn't kicked in yet for income. But now I think he's in a lot of trouble because that third base is up and running, and the income tab shows, yeah, Machine's quite a bit farther behind or farther ahead, 1,500 to 1,100.
That third base is going to probably make or break this game. There needs to be another expansion here from WhiteRA for him to try and stand a chance in taking this game, as the Hydra count just keeps on growing and growing. The macro here of Machine is definitely showing its prowess.
Definitely, yeah. The sentries were on the high ground throwing down some force fields, but it just wasn't enough. The Stalkers die so quickly to Hydras. He needs some Colossi or something else to combat these Hydras. Both pylons go down, and WhiteRA's in a terrible position right now. He's mined out in his main. All of his probes are, well, they were idle, but now they're coming into the attack fray or into combat to try to do something, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. I think Machine has secured his win for this fourth game here.
Yep, just continuing the pressure here with all of these Hydras, pushing their way straight into the natural expansion. Actually, they're on a bit of a retreat. Are they going to make their way up the ramp?
They don't need to retreat. There's just so many of them here, and they do so much damage. Their DPS is through the roof, and Duckload Raw does GG.
Wow, so there we go. We are tied up at 2-2, forcing on to a fifth and final matchup between WhiteRA and Machine, which will decide the first winner of this EU versus America tournament.
Absolutely. Game